guys, I'm gonna need your help here. Do you have any idea what I can do with this? Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. It's Rynsey, and in today's Ramble style video, we're gonna be looking at my living room, and I need your help deciding on what we should do with our fireplace. It needs a little bit of work, and we might want to update it a little bit. I just can't decide what to do. So stick around for the whole video because I really want y'all to check out the fireplace, and I genuinely want to see and hear your suggestions. Please let me know in the comments what you think. I haven't done anything like this before, so any and all help is appreciated. First of all, I woke up this morning with a really weird eye infection. It looks 100 times better than it looks this morning, but my eye is really swollen and itchy. It's not contagious, but they gave me some ointment and it's already doing the trick. I just wanted to apologize. I don't even know if you guys would have noticed if I hadn't brought it up. But yeah, anyway, let's move on. Okay, so let's get into a little living room tour here. I tried to straighten up the best I could, but some things might still be out of place. We have our little entertainment section here. My old PlayStation 4 launch edition. That thing is old and it is barely running. This is a new TV we have, 65-inch. We got a lot of plants in our house. My wife loves plants, and she'd be the first to say that I give her a hard time about all the plants that we have, but they really do make the house look great, and she's really good at keeping care of them. And yeah, so Mrs. Rynsey, thank you for all the plants in the house, even though I'm a little jerk sometimes and give you a hard time for all the plants. They really do look great. Thank you so much. Love you. This book made an appearance in one of my videos. Rosebud Motel for Schitt's Creek. What a great show. If you guys haven't watched this show, you need to watch Schitt's Creek. It's so funny. What do we have under? I forget what book this is. Oh yeah, a little coffee table book about sitcom history. This book's actually pretty cool to flip through as well. Sorry if you hear any creaks or banging. All the pipes are really old in my house, and the floor is pretty old as well. 80 years old, so lots of noises around here. This tree is a beautiful tree, but it's artificial. It's the only artificial plant we have in the house. But it really does look good. It's just a good accent piece for the living room. Once again, Mrs. Rynsey decided on that, and it looks great. Now, as you can see, let's see here. We got some snow last night, only about an inch, maybe a little less, but there was a layer of ice under it, and it's pretty slippery outside right now, so pretty slippery, but snow is pretty to look at, and I don't mind driving in the snow or anything like that. This is the most comfortable couch I have ever sat on in my life. This was from a company called Decor, and it is super comfortable. It's kind of low to the ground, but it doesn't matter because it's very comfortable. It has like a long sitting area and a shorter backrest, but it just works perfectly, and you can kind of put your arms up on the backrest too. It's from a company called Article. I think the sofa is called Mellow, but they don't make this model anymore. We got one of the last ones actually, so we're really thankful for that. And it really just looks excellent in this room. Like, look at that. It really just fits into this space perfectly, and it makes the ceilings look taller than they actually are. Once again, Mrs. Rynsey picked this out. She has a real eye for design, and it looks wonderful. This coffee table, it's kind of grown on me. I didn't like it at first. It's made of metal. And it gets dusty very easily, but it is what it is. It's small, it's adequate, and it looks kind of good with everything we have going on. And here's just my basket of video game and ASMR accoutrement. Just things I've acquired and need a place, and that's the catch-all for it. We got a little hanging plant up there. The fun story, the molding of these windows, this house was made, this piece right here, So this house was built right before, I believe, World War II. It was built right before a war. And this neighborhood, they were trying to knock these houses out really, really quickly before people got drafted to go to the war. So they were putting whatever pieces they could wherever they needed to put them. And all the window frames in this house, I were told, are actually floor moldings, like for the baseboards of the floors. They couldn't get the wood they needed in time for the proper moldings for the windows, so they're all made with floor moldings. And it's just kind of a cool little story about the house. I found a couple other quirky things in the house. When I was tearing out our basement little powder room, if you know what a wall anchor is, it's like one of these things that you put in a hole in the wall so the screw can attach and grip something to hold up a picture or whatever you're hanging on the wall. I found just wooden dowels that were inserted in holes in the walls as like original wall anchors. That's pretty cool. I wasn't expecting to find those, and they held up 80 years. Also, on our steps into the basement, they were just built with whatever wood they could find. It was different types of wood, different risers, different runners of the stairs. They were uneven a little bit. We fixed those up a while back as well. Yes, anyway, I got on a little tangent there about the house, but this video is just about talking and rambling along and just talking about whatever we want to talk about. Like I said before, I don't really script these because when you're talking to somebody in real life, you're not scripting your conversation. So you guys are my friends. I call you all friends, and I'm just talking to you like friends. Yeah, so that's our couch. You know, we got our little throw pillows, blue and like a cream white. A couple throw blankets on there. They just look really nice. I like that color blue against the color, that coffee color of the couch. I never really noticed how well that blue goes with that color brown, especially with the light hitting it. I like that a lot, actually. Sorry, now I'm distracted. I'm distracted with the video. Oh, hiding behind here. Sorry about the creaking once again. We have radiator heat, and these radiators are gigantic, and they are heavy, and those pipes creak when they start to heat up, but they do a darn good job of heating up the house. They really do. There's my microphone that we're not currently using. What else do we have? So, why don't we come down here? We'll see what's in here. Let's see. This is just a random kind of storage. I have my Nintendo Switch in here just because it doesn't go with the flow of the room. I still have the original Nintendo Wii. The only reason I still have that is because I have a ton of saved original Nintendo and Super Nintendo games on there, and I haven't played it in a while, but the day I get rid of it is the day I'm going to want to play it, so it stays. Let's see. So this one is old school. This is my original Nintendo that still works from when I was like 6 years old. It's a little discolored, a little ugly, but still does the trick. I wonder what would happen if I called that phone number today. I might find out one day. Give it a try. Got a couple games back there. All of my original NES games in here. I don't know if any of you know what this is. Obviously, it's called a Game Genie, but if you know what this is, you are a pretty cool person. Let me know in the comments if you know what this does. Let me know. Okay. I think this one is just our router. Yeah, this is just our router, our modem, and our hue that controls our lights in our house. I know somebody in the comments is going to get on my back and say, you shouldn't put that in a closed drawer. I know, we're going to put venting in the back of it soon. It's on the to-do list. It's on the to-do list. And this is just another catch-all. My old laptop is in here. Bunch of miscellaneous cables. Got a pop filter, a boom arm for my microphone. Nothing fancy in there. All right, let me get these old knees standing up again. Ugh. All right. Before we get to the fireplace, the other side of our living room is an absolute mess right now. It's where we're storing all of our appliances before our kitchen remodel starts, which is kind of held up because cabinets are taking forever to be made. I'm going to show you some of our appliances over here. Oh, this is our mess of a living room corner. We have our vacuum right there, and this is a TV that's going in our basement with our father-in-law. Over here we have our stove range. I'm not going to uncover it right now because it's too much work than it's worth. This is our refrigerator right here. Obviously none of this is plugged in. And then up top we have our faucet, our range hood, some miscellaneous connectors. And there's some boxes on the other side. I forget what they actually are. Oh, and down here is our garbage disposal. Oh, and before I forget, our most recent addition to our living room is this carpet. We went through so many different options. We bought a couple and ended up returning them. We could not decide on a carpet that fit this room, but we decided on this one. The colors in it really do tie the room together. It's got dark blues, a little bit of light blue. It has some orange, and some reds, and it just really holds this room together. Okay, so here's our fireplace. It's beautiful, it's original. Nothing has really changed on it since this house was made. We have some candles up top, a few plants. I couldn't tell you what these plants are called. I do like that plant though with the big spikes on it. I think it's called an agave plant maybe. And then that picture, oh, let's show you this picture first. My wife found this at a thrift store, secondhand shop, and that is a painting of Pimlico Racetrack where the Preaknesses ran. Here's our fireplace. We are trying to figure out what we should do. Originally, we wanted to paint it black, but the more I look at it, the more I like the original brick. This brick is the same brick that our outside of our house is. We have a red brick house. It's the same color, same brick, so I kind of like that it ties in the outside of the house to the inside of the house. But a black fireplace, especially a tall one like this, would look pretty cool. First of all, first question, what would you guys do? Would you paint this fireplace black, or would you paint it a different color? Or would you keep it red brick? Let me know, please, because I genuinely want your feedback. Our second conundrum is I think it's called a hearth, that piece right there. Right now, it's just these terracotta tiles that have been here for a long time and are very worn and ugly. We want to do a dark gray or black hearth. We were thinking about large black tiles, but now we're thinking about having just one big piece made that fits in there, just the right size. Tiles would probably be cheaper, but one big piece would be easier to clean and it would just look that much better. Second question, what would you guys do? Would you put black tiles down? Would you put a black single piece like of slate down? Or would you do a different color? Please let me know your suggestions. Third, and this isn't really something I'm looking for feedback on, it's something that we are going to do. These tools here have been in this house for a long time, and we want to refinish those handles and put them back up there. So we're gonna take them apart. We're gonna sand and stain the handles like a really dark brown, almost black, and we're gonna have the bottoms of these re-powder coated, I think. Maybe just spray paint, or maybe we'll just clean them up and see how they look. Also, I have a polishing grinder where we're gonna polish those brass connectors and make them really pop. I think it'll be a nice little accent piece, and since they've been in this house for so long, I think that it will really tie the house together, you know, just really make it homey and original and have some history to it. This milk jug, I don't know how old this is, but it's an old milk jug. We keep our firewood kindling in there. Yeah, it's just kind of a cool little accent piece. The other side of it has a gigantic dent in it, so we can only kind of keep it one direction, facing outwards from the wall. So our third conundrum is this here. So there's blackout plates on here right now, so you're not seeing into the fireplace, but these fire screens, fire doors, should we take them off and get one of these screens that kind of sits on the hearth and arches out? Like maybe like a brass or a bronze color? Or should we keep these since they're original? I kind of want to keep these since they're original. The only problem is there's a gap right here. and I can't really find a way to adjust it. And every once in a while, a red hot ember flies out and lands out here. So I'm scared to leave the room if we ever have a fire going, you know? Any suggestions on what I can do if anybody has knowledge of fireplaces or just general, like, is a crafty person or anything? Let me know what you think I should do. Should we replace this for one that kind of sits on the hearth and kind of arches out? Should we have somebody try and fix this? Is there a piece I can get to kind of cover up that gap? Let me know. I really don't know what to do. We are going to get some caps for these silver nuts that are on here, just to make it black. But just for a safety standpoint, we got to do something with that gap, because a couple of times I've seen embers pop out of there, and God forbid something happens and the house burns down. That would be absolutely horrible. The other thing about this is that, we're on kind of a budget too, so we can't go breaking the bank on things. We have to pick and choose what we're gonna do. Such is life, being an adult. I think I did a video where I talked about being an adult. I think that was my first ramble video. You should check that out. Oh, one more thing. So this mantle top here is over 100-year-old piece of wood. It was a joist in an old Baltimore church that was being torn down. My father-in-law is an electrician, and while he was working, he was taking the electrical out of the church before they tore it down. And they were cutting down these huge, old, beautiful pieces of wood from the church. And he asked if he could keep one of them. And they said, sure. So he took it and he strapped it to the top of his car and drove home with it. This was like 30 or 40 years ago. Sorry about the mess. And he brought it home and he cut it down and he finished it this like brownish reddish color. And it's been up here ever since, and it looks great. And it really kind of just, once again, adds to the history of this home. I know this was an unconventional video. Thank you for bearing along. I just wanted to give you a tour of one of my favorite rooms in our house. Seriously though, let me know in the comments what we talked about. I'm looking for suggestions. Everyone, let me know. Thank you very much for all the support. Please like and subscribe. You're helping me out so much. Thank you so much for everything. Until next time, thanks so much. Bye.